Times are tough, so save time and money by skipping business trips and using GoToMeeting. Visit gotomeeting.com/techpodcast and get 30 days for free. Microsoft is at least jumping the gun a little bit, and some sources have told Gizmodo that they're going to be releasing a tablet. Now, it's not a standard tablet like you normally think of when you think of a tablet computer. It's actually more like a booklet. It has two separate touchscreens that are facing left to right, just like a book would. Right now, it's really early phases. We're just seeing a marketing video come out over at Gizmodo about this, so we're not quite sure on all the details. But we do have some initial impressions, and to talk about this, we bring in a couple technology journalists. First off, we bring in Iyaz Akhtar from Gadgetell.com. Iyaz, thanks for being with us.
No problem.
Also, we bring in Gary Krakow from BuyMeGetMe.com. Gary, thanks for being with us as well.
Thank you.
I've got to say, the marketing video has me a little bit excited. I think we're hearing that Jay Allard, the guy who helped create the Xbox 360 experience and the Zune, especially the Zune HD, we're hearing that he's the guy behind this project, so it gives me a little bit of hope that there's some good design in there. Iyaz, what's your take? I mean, have you seen the video, and what's your kind of initial impressions on this?
I've seen a lot of still pictures. I haven't actually watched the video, but I'm thinking Microsoft might actually come out with this thing, because when they go ahead in their third revs, they're quite good at actually making a product that's quite solid. So think of like Windows 3, the third Zune, and probably the next Xbox. Maybe it'll be nice and secure. I'm thinking that this is actually probably going to happen, because Microsoft, when they make their own hardware, actually works pretty well.
Amazingly, it's finally come around that they're actually not fumbling as much. Now, Gary, what's your take on this initial tablet that we're looking at?
Well, it's interesting in a lot of ways. First of all, Microsoft does not have a really good track record with tablets, as you said. So the third one might be the charm. But I don't see this as a tablet as much as I see this as either their idea of a book reader or a giant double-screen gaming device.
That could be interesting.
Which would be very, very, very interesting, because and I think they're going to rush it to market just because Apple didn't do anything with theirs.
Yeah, I mean, it's been rumored for a long time that Apple's going to be coming out with some sort of multimedia tablet. It still hasn't hit the market. It still hasn't even been previewed or anything like that. So this is actually more evidence that we have of the Microsoft tablet than the Apple tablet. Now, Iyaz, what are the key features you think that this tablet's going to need to have? I mean, do you think gaming, like Gary said, is going to be something important, or do you think there's other things they can do that are more important than gaming?
I think gaming is a decent option, because I mean, if they've integrated into the Xbox 360 universe and also with the media of the Zune HD, if they could somehow marry that stuff together, I mean, as long as they're not going to make it like the tablet version of XP, and they're not going to make it like UMPC, because these two flopped. I think that what they need to do is pretty much stick to that Zune style interface, stay very clean, stay very simple, because since it doesn't have a lot of buttons, you're going to want simplicity.
Well, and with other devices that have flopped, Microsoft really hasn't been the head of development, and they've, and even before the Zune, the Toshiba Gigabeat S was really the best example of place for short media playback, and they obviously didn't have a lot of control over that until they, acquired the rights to it and built the Zune. So Microsoft has had to rely on its partners to really create a compelling device. Now, Gary, do you think this is going to be less of a hindrance for them, since they have kind of Apple-style total control from start to finish?
I think it's about time. Number one, if you want to compete with that, if you want to compete with Apple, you have to compete with Apple and not let 6 or 7 other people try for you. The interesting thing is Xbox 360 is pretty good. The Zune HD is amazingly good. They finally got that right. So if they're going to base this and have connectivity to those two products, this could be a really interesting success for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting, or even no matter if it sells or not, the fact that they're kind of bundling these things together is a step in a different direction. Now, Microsoft has always been kind of this platform company where they've created operating systems or things like Office or whatever that are spread across a wider range of devices. And now that they've kind of come out with the Xbox and the Zune, they're starting to be more like vertically focused and narrow. I mean, do you think that this is a problem for their partners? I mean, if HP sees this, do you think HP is less likely to go in with them on some sort of future Windows 7 tablet OS thing and maybe just go alone themselves?
They could irritate some of their partners, but I mean, their real major partner over the years has really been Intel, more than these other companies, and Microsoft's gotten into a lot of trouble in the past couple of years when they were strong-arming Dell and other companies putting their OS on their hardware. Maybe they're just sick and tired of dealing with these guys. They're like, look, we can't get in trouble for putting Microsoft software on Microsoft hardware. We just can't.
Yeah.
And I think they will irritate partners, but I mean, look what happened last time. They kept getting sued. So.
Yeah, it's irritating at what expense, right? I don't know, Gary, any final parting shots on this?
Absolutely. If you think about what they're doing with Windows 7 and an upcoming Microsoft Windows Mobile 7, both probably going to be released around the same time in a few weeks, and now the Xbox 360, and now the Zune HD, and maybe this new tablet computer, I think they're on a roll, and the secret is the gaming device, because that's something that Apple does not have.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope that they keep Jay Allard on board, because that guy, seriously, he's revitalizing the company. If you look at all these successes, they're all Jay Allard handprints on them. So maybe, I guess he's the next Steve Jobs inside of Microsoft. Anyway, guys, we're going to leave it there. We're out of time. Iyaz Akhtar from Gadgetell.com. Thanks for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. Also, Gary Krakow from BuyMeGetMe.com. Thanks for coming on the show as well. I'm Randall Bennett, and don't forget, you can catch us on iTunes. We're on YouTube. The Zune Marketplace. Maybe this little tablet thing, you can turn it sideways and watch our show. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, see ya.